Well, folks, the great blog Saving Country Music said that our next artist has that something that makes ordinary men into extraordinary country music artists. And from what we've heard, we agree. That was praise for his debut album, Imaginary Appalachia. Now he's back with a brand new project produced by the in-demand David Cobb. Lots of buzz here. Now let's hear the music. Please welcome Colter Wall.
How's everybody doing out there? This first song is called 13 Silver Dollars. It's a new song, and it's a pretty simple song and more or less a true story about getting arrested in Canada. Was a cold and cruel evening, sneaking up on Speedy Creek. I found myself asleeping in the snow. For one or two odd reasons I ain't too proud to repeat. For now we'll say I had no place to go. There was a rustle and a humming, just hauling down the street. I drew myself up from my icy bed. Painted on that shiny car, the letters RCMNP. I can feel a little aching in my head. And then out jumps this old boy about twice the size of me. He asked me for my name and where I dwelt. And I just looked him in the eye and sang Blue Yodel number 9. Didn't catch the reference, I could tell. Then the old familiar click and the handcuffs bind and grip. You should have left me in the snow where I lay. Well, he just laughed and touched his gun, and turning to me he said, "Son, I bet you don't own a damn thing to your name. I got my health, John B. Stetson. I got me a bottle full of baby's bluebird wine. I left my stash somewhere down in Preston, along with 13 silver dollars in my mind. I got my health, John B. Stetson. Got me a bottle full of baby's bluebird wine. I left my stash somewhere down in Preston, along with 13 silver dollars in my mind. Along with 13 silver dollars in my mind. Thank you. Well, it would appear as though I'm missing a capo up here. Give us 1 second, folks.
Here he comes. Thank you, Jim. You're a good man.
Hey, Jim. Thanks.
Day saver.
I'll just say after that this is our first time doing Music City Roots, so thank you for having us. In case you couldn't tell. This next song is written by a hero of mine. He's a guy named Townes Van Zandt. trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People here, they treat you fine. No, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People here, they treat you fine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, it's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends are dying. Yes, it's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends are dying. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Well, now, Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. White Freightliner, won't you haul away my brain? I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, now, White Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Thank you very much.
Thank you. This next song we're going to do is a new one. I wrote this one night around 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep. So I woke up and I put on this record called Alice's Restaurant by this guy named Marlo Guthrie. And he was singing a song on there about his motorcycle. And I ended up listening to that once or twice. And pick the needle up and put it back down and listen to it again. And this song kind of just wrote itself, more or less. So this is called Motorcycle.
Motorcycle, wrap her pretty little frame around a telephone pole, ride her off a mountain like old Arlo. Figure I'll buy me a motorcycle. Well, I figure I'll walk to the liquor store, Thunderbird, 2 bottles, maybe 3, maybe 4. Follow my feet down the music road. Pour figure I'm weary of feeling this way. Pop another pill, hop another train. Tell my brothers and my sisters that it's keeping me sane. Figure I'm weary of feeling this way. Well, I figure I'll buy me a motorcycle, wrap her pretty little frame around a telephone pole, ride her off a mountain like old Arlo. Figure I'll buy me a motorcycle. Figure I'll buy me a motorcycle. Figure I'll buy me a motorcycle.
Thank you. This next song I wrote about a long night I had with a good friend of mine who lives in Bowling Green, Kentucky. His name is Dave. He's a pretty big guy, so we call him Big Dave. And this song is called Me and Big Dave.
Me and Big Dave were just trying to stay upright. We were chasing white lines and warping our minds last night. We were killing the time, though we sure didn't know it. Hunting down rhymes with a Kentucky poet. Me and Big Dave were just trying to stay alive. There's some folks around town that might cuss our names down to the floor. They might claim that we're loners, no account stoners and more. It's the same kind of people who claim to be chosen. Their ears made of stone and their tongues made of poison. The doctrine they preach got nothing that they can teach me. Dave hates the same kind of hate that I do. But he knows that I know that he's been cut down by it too. People get talking about the things that we uses. I ain't in the business of making excuses. Me and Big Dave, we're just trying to stay alive. This whole world's full of ghosts, but I believe that most folks can't see. The particular demons that reason with Big Dave and me.
Thank you very much. This next song I started writing about a bird and ended up writing a song about a girl.
Raven is a wicked bird. His wings are black as sin. And he floats outside my prison window, mocking those within. And he sings to me real low, it's hell to where you go. For you did murder Kate McCannon. When I first met Tom McCannon, I was working in the mine. He said he had himself a dark-haired daughter with long green eyes. And when she and I did meet, she was bathing in the creek. Prettiest girl in the whole damn holler, that ain't no lie. So I went a courting Kate McCannon. Got me a job and I quit my rambling. Every day I'd save a quarter of my pay. Till I could buy a diamond ring. One day I come home to find a darling angel's not inside. So I made for the creek where she and I did meet.
guys so much for listening. We got time for about one more. This next song I wrote a couple of years ago. It's been pretty good to me since then. It's called "Sleeping on the Blacktop."
Sunshine beating down the good times, moonlight raising from the grave, string band playing worn out honky tonks, pretty young thing going dancing in the rain. High heel lady spitting at the knickerjacks, businessman with a needle and a spoon, coyote chewing on a cigarette, pack of young boys going howling at the moon. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town, as in my sense catches up with me. On the number 4, 2 witnesses blowing up high. Not sure whose will be done. He called me a sinner for wondering why. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town, as in my sense catches up with me. Tastes sweeter in this town. Could it be it's the same as the last? I swear I've seen your face elsewhere before, just as familiar as a bottle and a glass. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town, as in my sense catches up with me. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, running through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next town, as in my sense catches up with me.
Thank you all so much.
All right. Colter Wall, everybody. Oh, man. Colter Wall, everybody. Yeah. Thank you. That's great. Yes. Colter Wall.
Standing O.
Guys, that was great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, John.